Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another day with the one and only Billy J.
If God had a name, what would it be, and would you call it to his face? If you were faced with him in all his glory, what would you ask if you had just one question?
Now, as you may have noticed, I have a different intro to this video. And that is because I'm going to be starting my award-winning web series about the Bible, where we journey through the stories of the Bible and ask the tough questions. So in the beginning, God creates the heaven and the earth and everything in between in 6 days. He also creates man in his own image. So he creates Adam. And Adam is the tiller of the Garden of Eden. Because apparently God needs somebody to weed out the garden and make sure everything's pretty. And God gives Adam free reign of the entire Garden of Eden, with the exception of one thing. That one thing is the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And God says, "Eat whatever you want, Adam, except from that tree." And God warns Adam to not eat from that tree of knowledge of good and evil. Because if he does eat from that tree, he will die. Now God is telling him this like as if that tree is poisonous. Now I question why even make the tree to begin with? And why wouldn't God want Adam to eat from the tree to have that knowledge of the difference between good and evil? So Adam's doing his gardening duties in the Garden of Eden, and he goes to sleep one day, and God feels that Adam is lonely. So as he's sleeping, God rips out a rib of Adam and creates woman. Thus we get Eve. So Eve is walking around the garden doing her duties of plucking fruits and weeding around the trees and whatever else she's doing. And all of a sudden a serpent comes and talks to Eve. And the serpent tells Eve, "Eat from that tree." And she's afraid and she says, "But no, I cannot eat from that tree because if I do I will die." Then the serpent tells Eve the truth and says, "You will not die if you eat from that tree. You will be opened up. You will have knowledge. You will know good and evil. Your eyes will be opened to the world." So Eve decides to eat the fruit from the tree, and it tastes good, and her eyes are opened to the world. And she goes over to Adam and says, "Here, Adam, have some fruit." And Adam too eats fruit from the tree, and his eyes are opened. And once they have this knowledge, they look at themselves and realize, hey, we're naked. We need to cover up. So they make some clothes out of some fig leaves, and all of a sudden they hear God walking in the garden, asking Adam, "Where are you?" And Adam hides in the bushes, trying to hide from God. And then all of a sudden he pops out and says, "Here I am, God." And God realizes that they're no longer naked, that they're covered up. And God realizes that they ate from the tree. And he cursed them and banned them from the garden and such. So my question is, did God lie to Adam and Eve about the tree? Because as you remember earlier, he said that if you eat from that tree, you will die. But then all of a sudden, they eat from the tree, and they don't die. They actually have knowledge, and they realize that they're naked. Why did God want to keep them naked? Also in Genesis, God keeps referencing to us. And my question is, who is us? In Genesis 1:26. And God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness." In Genesis 3:22. And the Lord God said, "Behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil." So the question is this: who is God referring to in the phrasing of us? We will continue the story of Genesis at another time. Until then, peace, love, unity, respect. Peace out, guys.
What if God